Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a very busy few weeks. A lot of work and some travel stuff. I was in Montana last weekend to help judge a Strongman competition. Going to be traveling again this week because it's World's Strongest Man, so leaving for Myrtle Beach on Tuesday evening. So life has been a little bit hectic recently, but that's okay. We've still been training. We've still been prepping. We are 6 weeks out from PSL, which is crazy. That's coming up very, very fast. And I feel like there's still a million events to train for, but it's fine. We're hanging in there. The transition from like hybrid fitness competition training back into Strongman has been kind of rough. We've taken it very gradually, very eased into stuff. We haven't really gone heavy on much of anything yet. I had some heavy deadlifts on Friday, and I think that was kind of my first like heavy thing, but still my body is adjusting to lifting heavy again and doing events and doing a lot of events because we have 10 events at this show. So kind of throwing myself into going from no event training to like almost every event you can think of, because the show is like a lot of medleys and stuff. So it's been an adjustment. It's fun, but I can definitely tell my body's a little bit like, what do you want from us? And I don't know. But today we don't have too bad of a session. Let me pull it up. I think we have a lot of throwing today. So yeah, keg throws and sandbag toss seems to be kind of the focus of today. Those events are kind of interesting because neither of them are like time based. A lot of times we have like a sandbag series, it's for time. And neither of these are. So the sandbag toss is for max weight. So there's a time limit on it, but there's no benefit to doing it faster. It's kind of like you have a time limit to establish your max sandbag weight. And then the keg toss is for height and distance. So there is an element of time there in the sense that you get more points the more kegs you get over. So you want to go fast enough to have time to get all 5, I think it's 5. I should check that. I think it's 5 kegs over, but you don't get points for doing it faster. You get points for throwing them further. So the training focus on these has been a lot different. Like a lot of times with these events, we're kind of working on speed and efficiency, and it's a weird to train them and like intentionally slow down because it doesn't make sense to go faster. Like you want to give yourself as much time for each throw so you can get the most out of each throw. So it's just been a very different training mindset with these events, which is fun. I've never actually really trained keg toss for something. I think I did keg toss as a mystery event in a show like 8 years ago, and I've never had to do it again since then. So I've played around with it in training, but I've never really had to train it. So that's been humbling. I feel like I'm decently good at sandbag throws. I am not great at keg throws. It's a kind of a completely different movement for me, but it's been fun to work on that, try new things. And then speaking of newish things, after that's kind of the bulk of the training. And then I've got some keg carry and load series. So 2 rounds of like event style. I think we're like just under comp weight on that today. But it'll be 175, 200, 225 keg, varying distances, carry and load over the bar. And that's another event that like I'm familiar with, I've done several times, but I don't know if I've ever had, or I don't think I've had keg in a show for a long time. I think at least in my pro career, I can't remember a show that I had any sort of keg carry and or load. So it's not a movement that I'm unfamiliar with, but it's one that is kind of new for me, like in a contest prep. So that's been kind of fun. That's the fun part about having a 10 event show, is that a lot of these events are familiar, but a lot of them are ones that I maybe haven't done before or haven't done in a really long time. And so it's kind of a fun challenge to have some new things again. It has been very challenging and a lot to balance. And I feel like we're 6 weeks out and I haven't touched some of the events yet, which makes me a little bit nervous. But in general, nothing here is like super foreign. So I think the game plan at this point is to stay as healthy as possible and just to be strong and adaptable and in shape and athletic, and everything will come together. So I'm gonna go start to get warmed up a little bit, and then we'll be outside for some throwing. So I'll see you there. Wait, is this a 13? That's too short, isn't it? I gotta put that up. Wait, Kegs freak me out. Woo. Okay. All right, last set, best set. I'm gonna redo that. Am I doing something wrong? Come on, last one. That was so close. I feel like that was so close. All right, not the last set. What? Words? Not the last set. We're trying something new. I just feel like I can't like backswing because like my arms hit my legs. That feels bad. I know people do it. No. Should I be done? All right. Moving on. Okay, I just did a set of 4 with the 30 and they felt really good. They all cleared by a lot. They felt really technical. I feel like if I apply all that to the 35, it should go over. So we're gonna give it one more shot. One more shot. And then we're moving on. Come on. Hey! Fucking finally. Okay, so I'm gonna end there and move on. We're gonna end on a good note, but what I need to focus on, I'm realizing, is being less passive with the direction change after the backswing. I think I was a little bit like going into the backswing, just kind of being passive about that direction change and then accelerating through the rest of the lift instead of thinking about immediately accelerating out of the backswing, if that makes sense. So reaching that end point of that pendulum instead of letting it just start to go and then accelerating through the lift, I need to hit that back portion of the backswing and then immediately pull it into that pendulum instead of letting it passively come into that pendulum, if that makes any sense. It's a very minor thing, because I do feel like I do think about accelerating through the throw, but I wasn't thinking about accelerating out of the backswing. So that needs to be my focus going forward, because that last throw felt really good. So holding on to that, I really want to practice that more today, but I've had a lot of misses and I want to end on a good note. We still have a bunch of sandbag throws, so we're gonna move on to that. All right, and there's our lineup for the day. We don't have all of the correct weights because we're missing some bags, but these first 4 will be like the warm-up round, 22 and a half, 25, 30, 32 and a half. So we'll do a warm up with those 4, and then we'll get rid of the lighter 2, and we're just working on the heavier bags. So 30, 32 and a half, and then 40, because we're unfortunately missing some of those middle ones, but that's okay. Same concept on this one. There's not really an element of speed. It's just a max event. In the event itself, there's actually an incentive to do it in as few throws as possible, because if there are ties, whoever hit the weight in the fewest throws wins the tie. So we don't necessarily have to do the whole series, which I think is why we're getting rid of the lighter bags for the working sets and just kind of staying with the heavier bags to strategize that. But again, no element of time, so just focusing today on slowing down and going into each throw with as recovered and with the most power output possible. So now I'm just gonna go straight into this first set, because in theory, I should be plenty warmed up from keg throws. So hopefully that's not a mistake. That's so much easier than kegs. It's so stupid. All right, first heavy set, going 30, 32 and a half, 40. That's a lot heavier. No! It was so close. Womp. Womp womp. Oh. I just slipped on that one. I just did this last week. I got my mouthpiece now, so this is gonna be the one. No. And keep touching the bar. Last one. Okay. Okay. All right, now I'm just annoyed because that really shouldn't be that hard of a weight, but it is today. So I'm gonna go down to the 32, hit some good successful throws, probably like 4 singles there. It's not at all what was programmed today, but I couldn't do it with programmed today. So we're gonna reroute, end with some successes, and then move on. No. Okay, done. All right, well, that was kind of a bummer today, but that's all right. We move on. Really what I need to do is just lower the weight of one of the heavy sandbags to like a 35 or 37, somewhere in there, so I have something a little bit more appropriate to train with. I know that I can get the 40. I got the 40 last week. I got it once today. I just don't really have a good in-between for like good training reps, so I just need to take the time to change one of the weights of the other bags. I'll do that this week, and that'll be a little bit more productive. So a little bit of a bummer, but I think still good training notes for myself. Anyways, we're moving on. Keg carry and load next, and this is going to be fun because Steven actually also has a very similar protocol today. We both have like a 3 keg series at I think the same like respective weights compared to our comp weights. So we're going to race. It's going to be fun. We're going to go get that set up, and then this part of the training will just be fun. Okay, time to be strong. Yeah.
Athletes in position and go!
No!
Come on, Aaron! Come on, Aaron!
Damn it!
Come on.
You got it!
Damn it. I was so slow. Ow! I smashed my finger. I can't go as fast as you on that. It's fine. I smashed my hand. I do probably need to get faster with that though, since it's a gauntlet style.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
I wonder if with the belt though, if I could carry it.
Probably. You rest it on there?
Are you allowed to do that?
Some rules.
All right, let's do it again. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. That was an important lesson for me in running my own race because I tried to keep up with him, and I can't move those kegs, those weights, at the same speed as he can, which hurts my ego. But that's good practice for the actual show. Keeping it smooth and working at my top speed, running my own race, and not letting someone else next to me going faster dictate my pace. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do the same setup. We're going to go against each other, but I'm going to use that as an opportunity to really practice focusing on running my own race and keeping it at the fastest, smooth, mistake-free pace that I can realistically maintain, and just do it better because that last run was shit.
Athlete ready. Judges ready. Lift. Go.
That was better. What was the time? What time? Hey, under 20 was my goal. Hell yeah. Nice. That was the same speed I did one weight jump down last week. So that was good. Cool.
Carrying it diagonal, especially if you like really smoke that squat to stands.
Yeah, I just need to work on that transition of getting up, sit, squat, go without any pauses.
Yeah, you'll shave another second or two off.
And I think a sub 20 time on comp weights is going to be fine.
No, that was
He can be faster, it's fine. Thanks. Thanks. All right, now we get to put all this away. That was a lot of work for 2 sets. Good job. Good game. I guess you win. I guess.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna get that cleaned up and then move on to accessories, but that was clearly a much cleaner, better, faster run for me. So good training note, mental note for myself, which I know that was such a rookie mistake on the first run, to always run your own race, use the energy and the drive from having someone to race against to like push me, but not letting me push beyond my abilities. So focusing on doing the run as quickly and smoothly as I can is more important than trying to beat someone next to me who's going faster than I'm capable of going. So obviously he still won, but it was by a much closer margin. So I'm happy with that. I don't know what I have for accessories yet, but we're gonna spend the next fucking forever cleaning this up. So I'll see you in a little bit. So we're finished up at the gym. We had a few accessories. As you saw, we had a circuit of deficit lunges, those like lateral push-up things, and some rows. And then I had a bunch of grip work, fat grip farmers, carries, deadlifts, holds, that Bruce Lee grip machine, the Raptor wrist curls, and then extensions. So not super taxing. My right wrist is kind of bugging me a little bit, so I cut some of those sets short on the grip work because I'm a little bit worried about that. But overall, not a super fatiguing day. The keg was really the only like heavy thing, so my body's feeling pretty good. I still have to do my run, so we are headed there now, breaking it up a little bit because we've got like a 45-minute drive there. So a little bit of a break to get some food in. Got a protein shake, and I just had some fruit bars. And I have an option today of either doing just a steady pace jog mile or doing some like speed intervals. So either way, it's going to be a mile straight. It's just I have an option between doing a straight easy pace or doing like 400 meters intervals at different speeds. So we'll see kind of what I'm mentally feeling by the time I get there. We're both going to do it though. Are you so excited to go running with me?
So excited.
He's a better runner than me, so it'll be easier for him. How did your training go?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, I beat you.
He did beat me. It's not fair. So that's been it for today. I'll sign off now because the run's not anything super exciting to watch. I'm probably just going to go with a straight pace today. That sounds mentally nicer. But, so we'll sign off there. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It really goes a long way with helping the channel grow. Let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you guys would like to see. I want to try to vlog a little bit more of my prep going into PSL, but if there's anything non-prep related that you guys want to see, let me know. And thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.